I'm Hannah Nordman for Hot Roster Now, and I hope you all had a happy Easter. This weekend we had it all, with the playoffs officially underway in both the NHL and NBA, and baseball settling into their groove. Now, hockey players tend to get a warrior rep for playing through injuries, and this only gets amplified in the playoffs. Unless you suffer a Roman Polak-level gruesome injury, which you shouldn't Google, by the way, it's pretty much expected you'll be back on the ice in a matter of shifts, and Sunday night, Zach Werenski did just that. After taking a Phil Kessel shot to the face late in the second, Werenski was back in action early in the third, sporting this full mask, a shiner, and what's soon to be a pretty badass scar. Unfortunately for his team, he was unable to join them in overtime as his eye had swollen closed by that point. The Blue Jackets have dropped to 0-3 in the series, and they'll be fighting for their playoff lives Tuesday night. Now, Werenski wasn't the only NHL playoff hero. Move over Austin Matthews, the Leafs have a new face of this franchise. The city of Toronto has found the hero they don't necessarily deserve, but the one they desperately needed. The Raptors have Drake, City Hall has Norm Kelly, and the Maple Leafs have Dart Guy. Shown on the national broadcast out of a commercial break, he became an instant celebrity with a blue beard, painted face, and an unlit cigarette hanging from his mouth. He must have known his stock had risen at some point in their many overtime frames when reporters started approaching him for comments and pictures. With a feature in the Washington Post, I think it's safe to say he was the most popular Leaf in that building, Kasperi Kapanen being a close second for his double OT winner. Dark Guy will be in attendance at Game 3 in Toronto, courtesy of another diehard Leafs fan, and if the Maple Leafs come out of that game with another win against the league's best team, don't be surprised if he's crowned the new Six God. In baseball, an unlikely hero is emerging for the Baltimore Orioles in this young season. First baseman Trey Mancini tied a major league record originally set in 1949 by hitting his 7th home run in just the 12th game of his career. He hit 2 bombs Sunday against the struggling Blue Jays to reach 4 home runs on the season in just 24 plate appearances. Trevor Story was the last to achieve this feat last year, but his rookie campaign was cut short due to injury. The Orioles sit atop the American League at 8-3. Sunday, we got our first taste of Harden versus Westbrook playoff edition. The MVP voting is officially closed, and nothing that happens from here on out will sway the results, but it's going to be so fun watching these guys go head-to-head for as long as they need to find a victor. The bad blood runs deep in this one, with Westbrook saying when he steps on that floor, the only friend he's got is Spalding, or Wilson, or whoever the ball happens to be. That's the only friend. And the good people of Houston seem to feel the same way, flashing Harden's stats next to Westbrook's on the Jumbotron. Harden went off with 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists as the Rockets cruised to a 118-87 victory. Without a triple-double performance from Russ, it's going to be an uphill battle for OKC in this first round. And easily the toughest part of this weekend, but one that needs mentioning. Isaiah Thomas did what most people wouldn't think possible. Just a day after losing his little sister to a car crash, Thomas took to the court in the Celtics' first game of the playoffs. With the support of his teammates, he played wearing shoes honoring his sister and received a standing O for his first field goal of the night. He put up 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists in the 106-102 loss. It's uncertain whether he'll be in the lineup for Game 2 Tuesday, but either way showed major resiliency, saying that playing was what his sister would have wanted. That's it for me. Remember to check HotRoster for their cards available tonight. And for those of you who don't know what HotRoster is, check it out. Go to HotRoster.com, download the app, give it a try. It's like no other fantasy game you've ever played. And then for help winning the game, check out HotRoster today with Cam Stewart and Gary Thorne every weekday at 4:30 Eastern on the Fantasy Sports Network and 6:30 Eastern on Game TV. For HotRoster Now, I'm Hannah Nordman.